Does she stand by her statement to the House on 14 September 2010 that the 90-day trial provisions, quote, do not take away rights, unquote?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Labour, yes.
Darien Fenton.
Supplementary to the Minister. Does the 90-day trial remove the right of an employee whose employment agreement is terminated in accordance with the 90-day scheme to bring a personal grievance or legal proceedings in respect of that dismissal? If not, what does Section 67A, Clause 2C of the Employment Relations Act mean when it says, quote, the employee is not entitled to bring a personal grievance or other legal proceedings in respect of the dismissal, unquote?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister, I don't have the full Act in front of me at this point, but can I point out this, that the point of the trial period is that employees have the opportunity to voluntarily enter into a trial period. We see somebody getting a job where they previously didn't have one as a result of these trial periods as an expansion of their opportunities.
Darien Fenton.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister, does the 90-day trial period remove the right of an employee who is hired and fired under the scheme to request the employer to provide a statement in writing of the reasons for dismissal within 60 days after being advised of their dismissal?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister, the Government made sure there were a number of protections in this law. Firstly, we require any trial period to be entered by written agreement, only allowing the trial period for new employees, retaining good faith, protecting employees against discrimination, and ensuring employees on a trial period are treated the same as all other employees regarding leave, wages and other entitlements. I think the good faith provision answers the member's question.
Point of order, Darien Fenton.
Question about whether the 90-day trial period removes the right of an employee to request the employer to provide a statement within 60 days of being dismissed. And I don't believe the Minister answered it.
What I'll do is invite the member to repeat her question, because it was quite difficult to hear both her supplementaries, I must say, and I accept they were quite detailed. Probably not the member's fault. I'm not happy with the performance of the sound system at all. But I'll invite her to repeat that question without loss of any supplementary questions, because I realise she's trying to ask some quite specific questions. Darien Fenton.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister, does the 90-day trial period remove the right of an employee who is hired and fired under the scheme to request the employer to provide a statement in writing of the reasons for the dismissal within 60 days after being advised of their dismissal?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister, the Government has always said that the good faith requirements to be communicative and responsive with employees, which I think is what the member is alluding to, implies and includes telling employees why a trial period hasn't worked out. In fact, in a recent case, Judge Colgan actually agreed that the balance of good faith duties under Section 4 tend to favour a requirement on employers to give such explanations at the time of giving notice. Yes, it does. It is.
The Honourable Sir Roger Douglas.
Mr Speaker, could the Minister explain why the Labor Party and their union friends are so adamantly opposed to young...
Order. Now, for one so experienced as the Honourable Sir Roger Douglas, he can ask a minister whether he agrees with things, but the minister certainly doesn't have to explain at all what the Labor Party may believe or say. The minister has no responsibility whatsoever for that, and I would have expected the honourable member to know that better than anyone. Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Speaker, to my former colleague, or my old colleague, you could probably phrase this question by asking the Minister why he voted against.
Order. The member will resume his seat immediately. I'm at a loss for words. The Honourable Sir Roger Douglas.
Speaker, does the minister agree with me when I say that the Labor Party and their union friends are adamantly opposed to young people? The education system has failed getting a foothold on the employment ladder. And would he agree with me that the 90-day trial provision allows this very easily to happen?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker.
Order. The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
On behalf of the Minister, I can agree with the member that the 90-day trial period gives employees that have struggled to get jobs opportunities to obtain those jobs, and DOL research has shown that 43% of employers who use the trial period would not have or were not likely to have employed that person without the trial period, which tends to bear out the member's assertion.
Darien Fenton.
The Minister, does the 90-day trial remove the right of an employee to have the opportunity to comment on information about their proposed dismissal to their employer before the decision is made?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, as I've said in answer to previous questions on behalf of the Minister, that the 90-day period requires the retention of good faith and requires that the good faith requirements be communicative and responsive with employees, and that includes telling employees while a trial period hasn't worked out. Other good faith provisions also apply.
Supplementary, Darien Fenton.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister, what rights does the former employee of HRV in Napier, sacked under the 90-day trial scheme with no reason given, and then told by Work and Income that he will have a 13-week stand down for unemployment benefit unless he files a personal grievance claim? And what rights does he have when the 90-day scheme has removed all of his rights to take a personal grievance claim?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister, I obviously don't have the details of that case to hand and would invite the member to bring that information to the attention of the Minister so she can respond directly.
Question number 11, Chester Borrows.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.